Hello, my name is Belle. I will be instructing today's riding lesson. This is Elvin, he'll be our horse today, and this is Hannah. She will be our rider. So first we're going to get her on. You just step to the side for a second. I'm gonna get your stool close and make sure your saddle's nice and tight. Check the bridle. Okay. So, how we're gonna get on today is I'm gonna have you hold your reins so Elvin doesn't go anywhere. We're gonna climb up the step stool. You're gonna take your left foot, put in the stirrup, hold on to the horn in the back, pull yourself up, swing your leg over, and you wanna make sure you sit down nice and gently. Do you have any questions? All right. When you're ready, you can come on up. Make sure you're holding the reins. Very nice job sitting down gently. All right. So today we are gonna start, thank you, with some warm-up laps to get our horse's body warmed up, to get our body warmed up, so that we're ready for the pattern that we're gonna perform at the end. So first what I'm gonna have you do is you're gonna ask Elvin to walk on. How we're gonna do that is we're gonna take our lower calf by the cinch, tap our heels a couple times, cluck, that type of a noise, and ask him to walk on. So when you're ready, we'll tap those feet. Okay. We're gonna walk straight towards the wall using our right rein to keep him straight, and our right rein to turn. We kind of pull it back towards our hip. Very good. So we're gonna do some walking laps each way to warm up each side of his body. And while we're doing this, I wanna make sure that you have a nice relaxed hips, because we wanna make sure we're going with Elvin's motion. We don't wanna shut him down. You wanna sit nice and tall through your shoulders and engage your core, and have nice relaxed hands. Very good. And as you're going around these corners at your walk, think we want to keep Elvin's head straight. So if his head is turning one way or the other, we'll use our other rein to correct him, to keep him straight. Because that'll be very important as we're going throughout our pattern, to make sure our horse's body is nice and straight. Very good, and we can bend him through our corners, which will also help prep him for our pattern. We'll be doing some serpentines, so we want to make sure that we're able to bend our horse around. How we're going to do that in the corner is we're going to use our inside rein, inside leg, to push him kind of into the corner and bend his neck. There you go. Nice job stretching down in your calf. We want a nice stretched leg so it's right there by the cinch so that we can use it throughout our pattern, which will be very important. So when you get to pink F, we're gonna turn Elvin to the right using that right rein and outside leg by the cinch with our lower calf. We're gonna turn to the right there. Go straight towards yellow P, keeping him nice and straight and balanced, which you're doing a great job of. Then we're going to use our left rein and go the opposite direction. Very good. We'll take him a lap this way before we start some trotting. Before we start trotting, I'm going to teach you what a half halt is, because we'll use that a lot throughout our pattern and our warm-up. A half halt is we're going to take a little feel back towards our hips with our reins in our hands. And it's a little feel to kind of help engage Elvin for our canter transition, our trot transition. So it's kind of a little feel back towards your hips with your fingertips. That will help rate our speed, have him go on when you ask. Does that half halt make sense?
Yes.
Okay. When you get down to green C, I want you to ask for a posting trot. So we're going to tap our lower calf by the cinch, and we're going to cluck to move Elvin on. We might have to tap our heels towards his belly if he's feeling a little lazy. Very good. Sit nice and tall. And that is the correct diagonal. Very good job. And think we want rhythm. We want to keep Elvin moving. We don't want to shut his motion down. And as we're doing this, we want to keep bending him through the corners. Inside range, that's okay. Just bring him back down. Little half halt there. Very good. And that's the correct diagonal again. So let's practice that half halt at this trot. Let's slow that trot down just a little. There you go, by wiggling those fingers back towards our hips. Very good. Nice job. When you get back to the wall by yellow or pink F, we're going to cut across the middle using that left rein, and we're going to change directions. As we do that, we're going to sit twice to change our posting trot. Look where you want to go with your chin. We're doing a great job rising and falling with the leg on the wall. That's okay. Switch your diagonal back by sitting twice. We're going to try that one more time. When you come through the middle, I want you to use that right rein, and we're going to change direction. So we'll turn at pink F, turn at pink F, using that left rein, and then we're going to go to the right, using that right rein. Nice job switching your diagonal. Very good. Keep bending Elvin through that corner. Sit nice and tall. Very good. When we get to pink O, we're going to ask Elvin to canter by using our outside lower calf by the cinch, sitting deep in our saddle and kissing to get him to go forward. Sit deep, kiss. Very good. Now stay with his motion, and that's the correct lead, and we know that because the inside leg is reaching more forward than the outside one. Very nice. And let's practice bending through this corner up here. Half halt if needed by using those fingertips back towards your hips, which will help us in our pattern. Very nice. Now we're going to ask Elvin to walk by sitting deep, pulling our reins back towards our hips and saying walk. Nice job. That was excellent. Let's sit very deep in our saddle and stretch those legs down. It's going to help us be prepared for things throughout our pattern. We want a nice stretched calf, so it's right there when we're asking to use it. When you get to pink O, I want you to ask Elvin to whoa by sitting deep in your saddle, kind of pushing those heels forward so that Elvin can feel us asking him to stop throughout our body as well. And then we'll pull those reins back towards our hips and say whoa. Nice job. We are going to now reverse Elvin by using our inside rein, which is our right rein. We're going to pull it back towards our hip, tap our outside leg to help push his body, and we're going to go the other way and prepare ourselves for our canter, for our pattern that way. So when you're ready, you can use that inside rein, tap that outside leg, and that will help push Elvin back to the wall. Very good. We want to make sure Elvin's listening to our legs for our pattern. It's very helpful that he's listening to our legs for when we ask him to canter or trot. When you get to green G, let's ask for a posting trot and how we make sure that we're on the correct diagonals. We're going to make sure we're rising and falling with the leg on the wall. We'll tap that calf by the cinch. Sit nice and tall and engage our core so it's a productive and active trot, engaging Elvin's body. Sit nice and tall, rise and fall with the leg on the wall. We're going to switch our diagonal by sitting twice. For 2 beats, beautiful, very good job. When you get down to green eye, that's okay, just pull them back and say trot, half halt, very good. Switch your diagonal one more time. Nice. When we get down to the corner by orange A, we're gonna ask for that canter by using that outside leg by the cinch with our lower calf, sitting deep to help engage Elvin's body and kissing. Nice job, keep sitting tall, that's the correct lead. We know that because his inside leg is reaching farther forward than the outside. It's a beautiful canter. We'll keep bending him through those corners to make sure we're still engaging all parts of Elvin's body. Very nice, and now we're gonna break him down and ask for a posting trot. That's okay, you can just tap your feet there. That's the correct diagonal, very good. And then when you get down by the fence in the corner, we're gonna ask him to walk by pulling our reins back towards our hips and sitting deep. How do you feel? Good. Good? Okay. When we get to pink F, we're gonna use our left rein, so our inside rein. We're going to turn Elvin around and we're going to stop him down here by the ears. I'm going to check their tap and we're going to perform our pattern. Inside rein back towards the hip, outside leg to help push his body over. Super important we can push their bodies around, especially when we're doing a pattern with different lines. When we get to the second near here, we're going to ask Elvin to whoa by sitting deep in our saddle and pulling those reins back towards our hips. Turn a little early there, but okay. All right, I'm going to check your bridle, make sure everything's still looking good here. I'm going to tighten your cinch a little bit so we're not wiggling around. All right, your helmet still feel good? Okay, perfect. Alrighty, so this is a quick pattern. So I'll be kind of talking fast. So I want to make sure we're still bending throughout our corners as we're performing our pattern to really make sure Elvin's actively listening to us the entire time. So what we're going to do here first is we're going to ask Elvin to walk on. We're going to do that by sitting deep in our saddle, stretching those legs down. So we really will have to use our legs throughout our entire pattern. Just pull back there. Very good. We're going to ask him to walk by tapping our lower calf, sitting nice and tall. So we want to engage our body throughout this entire pattern, okay? So when you're ready, you can tap those heels, ask him to walk on. When we get to pink O, we're going to ask for a posting trot. So we're going to be rising and falling with the leg on the wall. We'll use that lower calf by the cinch area of our saddle. Tap our feet to engage him and ask him to trot. Remember our half halts. We're going to be needing to do half halts if Elvin feels like he's going too fast. Nice. We'll sit twice to switch our diagonal. Very good. And then once you get to orange A, we're going to use that inside rein and cut across our arena on the diagonal. Very good. Look where you want to go and point Elvin there. Very good. We'll switch that diagonal in the middle by sitting twice. We're going to head to the left once we get up here with that inside rein, inside leg to push him into our corner. Purple K, we're going to cut across the middle again. Nice job using that inside rein at a sitting trot. So let's sit, sit, sit. Very good. Once we get to the corner by the window, we're going to use that outside lower calf and ask for the canter. Very good. That's the correct lead. Nice job. Once we get down to purple K, again, half halt, ask him for a posting trot. Half halt. Very good. Post, switch our diagonal by sitting twice. We're going to cut across the arena here, so we use that right rein. Nice job looking where you're going and sitting up nice and tall. We're going to head to the left here. Once we get to orange A again, ask him to canter by sitting deep using our lower calf. That's the correct lead. Keep bending him through our corners here. Once we get to purple K, we're going to ask for a sitting trot and perform a he's going too fast, keep bending him through these corners here. Very good, half halt, slow him down a little. There you go, tap your legs if he feels like he's gonna stop. And now we're gonna ask Elvin to walk by sitting nice and deep in our saddle. Take a deep breath, relax. We'll help Elvin's body relax. Once we get to that green gate, I want you to turn to the left. We're gonna walk straight up the middle. We'll use that inside rein, which is our left rein back towards the hip to turn. And once you get by purple E, we're gonna turn to the left again and line up in the middle. Using that left rein, very good. Asking him to whoa by pulling back, sitting deep. Very good. So we're gonna ask Elvin to back up now. How we're gonna do that, we're gonna take our reins, pull them back towards our hips, kind of using our fingertips. We're gonna keep pulling until we feel Elvin start to back. Keep pulling until we back 3 steps. And then we're gonna relax our reins forward so that he stops. So when you're ready, we can ask Elvin to back by pulling those reins back. Keep pulling. 1, 2, 3. Relax those reins forward. And now we're gonna ask Elvin to walk back into line just by tapping our heels and asking him to walk on, and then we'll say whoa. Nice work. Any questions? That was a very nice pattern. We are going to dismount from Elvin now. How we're gonna do that is we're gonna kick our right foot out of the stirrup, swing our leg behind us. We wanna kind of push ourselves away as we slide down on our belly and kick that left foot up. So when you're ready, we can do that. Nice job. Thank you.